Good morning, party peeps. Happy Friday. You have made it. It is June 26, 2020, and you are at the last day of Driver's Ed online. I'm excited for you to be done with the course so that we can move on to the driving. Please make sure you get everything into me. Remember, nothing will be accepted after 11:59 p.m. tonight, Friday. Okay? And so make sure you go through each of the assignments. Look at your grade. Okay? There's a grade tab. Make sure that grade's as high as you can get it. Most of you are sitting right now with 95% or higher, which is excellent, which is where you should be. If you're anything below that, I would try to add and retake and enhance your grade so that you can be good. Remember, mandatory assignments. Gotta have the simulators, gotta have the parent-teen night, gotta have every assignment that has been assigned in this course. You have to have a score for that, okay? 80% or higher is a win, okay? 90% or higher is an A, 80% to 89 is a B, and 79.9 or below is an F, okay? So make sure you don't put yourself in that situation. If your hours are not equal to what you needed to be, you were supposed to spend 30 hours in the course. Now, that's why all the assignments are required, so that if you go through all the required assignments, then including with the simulators and everything, that should give you your way more than 30 hours, but it should give you 30 hours as a minimum, okay? Some of you will have to spend more than that, okay? And if you're low on hours, which some of you are on Canvas, you got to make sure you ramp up those hours and spend some time working on the assignments there, exploring from beginning of the course to the end of the course, looking at your grade and making sure you have a submission for everything, okay? All right, so on the final day, as you may have guessed by now, I love to tell stories. And one of my favorite stories is what I call the Chalupa story. And I desperately want to be with you to tell you this story because I love to see students laughing. And this one's kind of funny, okay? And it's a great way to wrap up this unit. Okay, so we've already gone through our 5 concepts. Defensive driving, signs, signals, markings, the road, proper following distance, basic speed law, seatbelts, airbags, and safety equipment, driving under the influence of distractions, drowsiness, and drugs. We've done 0 fatalities. We've done Operation Lifesaver with railroad safety. We've done our UHP presentation. We've had our tissue and organ and eye donation presentation. So you've had a pretty well-rounded curriculum, okay? You've been tested extensively on the handbook, and today is your final on the handbook. And so make sure you give yourself enough time to take that and to do well on that. If you've been taking and retaking the handbook tests and taking the quizzes and retaking the quizzes, you should be very familiar with the questions, okay? Because we want you to know the laws, okay? Knowing the laws is big. We've had you evaluate intersections. We've had you do driving homework. We've had you sign up for driving groups, and the driving groups will be starting after the 4th of July, July 6th. Remember your designated time. Remember your where we're meeting. Remember your mask. If anything goes squirrely on that, where your plans change or you get sick or something, please notify me. I'll still be available through email. Canvas will be down. Okay? By Friday at 11:59, that thing will be gone. Okay? So tonight is the night that it is no longer. And so you still know how to communicate with me through my email, and then I'll still communicate with you. But don't communicate to me about extensions or exceptions to the rule. That's not what you signed up for. Okay, you signed up for the course to do the course, not to come with excuses. So make sure you pound it out today. And hopefully you haven't put yourself in a situation where you're trying to complete 19 assignments today. Okay? So make sure you're turning in quality work, because if you turn in a writing assignment, for example, that, the expectation is a full page and you give me a paragraph, I'm not going to give you points for those or full points for those. So make sure you're doing what you need to. Okay? But today is my last story, and we've gone through those concepts. We've gone through all that curriculum. But my last parting message is courtesy is the key to safe driving. Okay? Courtesy is the key to safe driving. Courtesy, patience, and cooperation is how we go about what we do. Okay? So give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay? People are going to make mistakes around you all times. You're going to avoid crashes every day that you drive. That's just the fact of it. You have to be paying attention to avoid the mistakes of other drivers. Okay? But give people the benefit of the doubt. Let people merge. Use your signal. Communicate effectively with the whole hand, not singling out the tall guy. Okay? So we don't wave with one finger. That's rude. Okay? And we follow the speed limit. We do our part to be the best driver we can be. And all I'm asking you to do is, every time you get ready to drive, I want you to put your full focus on the road. And then get to where you're supposed to be. Point A, point B. Boom. Once you're at point B, then you can do whatever you want. You arrived. Alive. Every time. Okay? We have to get to 0 fatalities. Every one of you deserves to be a 0. Okay? We don't want you to become a statistic. We don't want to read your story in a memoriam. We don't want to watch your video of how sad your parents are with your loss. We don't want to see that. We want you to go out there and accomplish your goals and dreams. All of you are very special and amazing people. Go out there and do what you're intended to do, okay? And getting in a car crash and hurting yourself isn't the game plan, okay? So allow yourself to focus, okay? And limit distractions in the vehicle so you can be good. And I think today's concept 5, is pretty dang good, okay? I really want you all to pay attention to the 1085 Echo video, Reggie Shaw, because I think that's very applicable to the generation here, where the phones are being used all the time, and we have to rethink the phone in the car for sure. Okay, put them down. Okay, it can wait. Right? You're going from here to the grocery store. There is nothing that important that you need to answer or to respond or read in that 10-minute commute, 5 to 10-minute commute. Once you get there, pull that phone out and go hog wild. Okay? I don't care. Okay? But the car's got to be in park. You got to be done with your driving. Okay? And every time you handle every point A to point B with courtesy, patience, and cooperation. So courtesy is the key to safe driving, okay? Now, when I first started teaching, I didn't have a great story that went with that. And so I went searching on Google, and I searched road rage. Because I thought, man, we got some people that are ornery behind the wheel. Does that cause crashes? And I was amazed on the data that's out there on how crazy people can get and how that often leads to a crash when people are driving aggressively rather than defensively. And so that's where I stumbled upon courtesy is the key to safe driving. Courtesy, patience, and cooperation, CPC, okay? I said, but I want to tell a good story that will help people to be kind and to help people think about who's in that other car and what they're capable of, right? Do you really know who's in that other car and what they're capable of? Do you know if they're an AMA fighter or a drug dealer, or do you know if they have a gun, a knife, a chain, a bat? Do you know if they rage, like if they're just ornery people and they like to fight? You don't know. So if they cut you off and here you are honking at them and waving with one finger, you might get something that you don't want, okay? And so I went searching for road rage. Road rage is an extreme overreaction to something. Somebody cuts you off, you hurt them. Somebody takes your parking spot, you hurt them. You use your car aggressively. You weave in and out. You maybe swerve at the individual. Well, so I Googled road rage and I was shocked about all the stories. And I came upon a website that says, would you like road rage stories sent to you? And I was like, yeah, heck yeah, that would be awesome. Let me see all the crazy, right? And that was a mistake because my inbox was instantly overloaded. I could not send or receive any more email because all this junk mail, all these stories start piling in. Well, I started deleting them and select, you're right. But as I read them, I was reading the titles and I came upon Light Descended, Angels Sang, this beautiful story that I'm like, this is the story that I need to share with students because this will get remembered, right? And so this is known as the Chalupa story, but really it should be courtesy is the key, right? So this is how crazy things can get, okay? This is a true story, happened in California, and I'll just set up the scenario for you. Hot California day, a family with mom driving, dad in the passenger seat, Junior is in a front-facing car seat in the back, okay? And he's right in the middle. He's strapped into the hump seat, and he's in his own little world, right? Cruising along, windows are down, beautiful weather, everybody's happy, right? And this family's cruising around on the road. Well, then another car comes onto the road, and this car had made some choices before it came on the road. And the choices were they saw Taco Bell, and they went to Taco Bell, and they bought themselves 2 chalupas. And if you haven't had a chalupa, go to Taco Bell today and go order yourself up a chalupa. It's a treat. It's delicious, okay? Well, they were on sale for 99 cents, and so she bought 2 of them, this female driver. And she headed out on the road. Well, you may ask, like, okay, is there anything wrong now? You know, is anything wrong with eating and driving? Yes. Today's presentation will say that's a distraction, okay? If I'm got one hand on my chalupa and one hand on the wheel, I'm distracted. If I have one hand on a burger, one hand on a drink, that's a distraction. That's going to change the way you drive. Because think about it. If I have a chalupa in my right hand and I'm driving with my left hand, How difficult is it to signal and look, right? Or signal and steer, right? It adds a dynamic to it. It can be done, but it adds a dynamic that's not ideal, okay? 2 hands on the wheel, put the chalupa down for the love of everything, right? So this lady comes on to the road and she is eating one of her chalupas, okay? And she's sharing the road with this family of 3. Mom driving, dad in the passenger seat, Junior in a front-facing car seat in the back on the hump seat, windows down, right? Hot California day, beautiful. They're sharing the road. The chalupa eater starts eating her chalupa and gets distracted and starts to drift, or what they call as a lane fade, into the lane with the family of 3. And so you imagine if you're the family of 3 driving along and all of a sudden you see this car slowly moving over. They're not signaling. There's not a gap. They're coming right at you. But you can tell that, their heads down. They're not focused on driving. They're eating a chalupa, for crying out loud. Okay? And they do a lane fade, and this mom freaks out, jams on the brakes, honks the horn, holds on the horn. Bah! Chalupa eater looks up, notices she's halfway into the other lane, freaks out, steers abruptly back to her lane, and puts the chalupa down like, holy crud, that was, whoa, okay, right? Now, if this was a story about normal people, the story would be over. Okay, the family of 3 said their piece, they honked their horn, they jammed on the brake, no harm done. The chalupa eater realized the error in eating and driving. She put the chalupa down. Everybody's learned their lesson. Everybody goes their separate ways. But no, this is a story of road rage where people overreact and they freak out. Okay, so mom now drives up next to her because she's taking it personal. This car tried to kill her family. Right? And so she comes up and she gets next to her, honks again, and the chalupa eater looks over and mom gives her the bird, okay? Waves with the tall one, okay? And jerks it at her like, ha, showed you. And the chalupa eater responds. She does what we've learned in the American culture to put your hand up and shrink your neck. That's sorry. Like, sorry, right? Like, oops, my bad, right? And so that's what she did. Like, sorry, my bad. Does the, hey, my bad, chalupa, whatever, right? So this should be over now. Okay, now mom's really said her piece. She's given the bird. She's said, ha ha, right? And chalupa eater has said, I'm sorry, that was my bad. Okay. Courtesy, patience, and cooperation. The story's over, right? But no, this story is not over, boys and girls. This story is just about to get cray-cray, okay? So the mom yells out the window. It's pretty much over, right? She yells out, where'd you learn how to drive? You trying to kill my family? No. Lady's like, what the heck is wrong with this lady? So, chalupa eater speeds up. Mom speeds up. Chalupa eater slows down. Mom slows down. Chalupa eater lane changes to the right. Mom lane changes to the right. And the chalupa eater's like, what in the heck is wrong with this lady? She's crazy. And she's yelling and screaming. And you imagine how intense it's starting to get in the car. Junior's feeling the intensity, the anger in mom. And Junior can't see. He's below sea level, so he can't see above the door jamb, right? Like his car seat's down there. So when he looks over, he just sees the doorknob, okay? He he can't see out the window. He can't see the chalupa eater. He just knows mom is screaming in the direction of dad. And things are getting intense. And they can feel it. Like, ooh, it's intense. And so Junior's like, what the heck is going on? Why are the grown-ups so mad? Okay? Why are they acting childish? Isn't that my job, right? To be the child? And so they go back and forth, and it's supposed to be de-escalating, but then the chalupa eater gets sick of getting yelled at because this mom's yelling out the window. And the chalupa eater grabs a half-eaten chalupa and says, you know what? I said I was sorry. I tried to get rid of this lady. She will not go away. I'm done with her. And hucks the chalupa out the window. What? So now you're throwing things out of your vehicle? No. And I'm reading this story like, oh my gosh, what is going on? The chalupa eater caved. And she threw the chalupa. And so I imagine that everything kind of went into slow-mo. I mean, remember, hot California day, windows are open, both cars. Chalupa. Now, how fast is that chalupa going? Well, object in motion stays in motion. So if you're going 35 miles an hour and you throw a chalupa out of the car, the chalupa's going 35 miles an hour, right? So that's fast food, right? So fast food is coming, 35 mile an hour chalupa. I envision dad kind of going in slow-mo. Maybe he's caught the chalupa in his peripheral vision. Like he doesn't know what it is, but something's coming at him. So he's kind of like, no, tries to duck out, but the chalupa hits him in the head and maybe leaves a bean on his ear or something. And it flies over the headrest and it goes into the back seat. Now, who's in the back seat? Oh my gosh, poor, adorable little Junior in a front-facing car seat. And he's just sitting there in his goo-goo gaga world, wondering why the grown-ups are being childish. And all of a sudden, wham, he gets hit in the face with a 35 mile an hour ricocheted chalupa, okay? So we're going, what the heck is going on? So obviously Junior's crying, dad's ticked, mom has lost it. Because now, mama bear, right? You hurt the cub, now you're gonna die, right? And so she's like, speeds up next to the chalupa. Hey, a chalupa, are you serious? You scream, pull over. Tells her to pull over. Oh my gosh. Now, children, if you were in this situation and you were the chalupa eater and you about ran a family of 3 off the road because you're eating a chalupa while driving, and then you throw the chalupa and hit 2 of the family members with a 35 mile an hour chalupa, and now the mom is irate and she's inviting you to the edge of the road. Will you go? Heck no. Do not pull over. This lady is going to cause bodily harm. Okay? She is ready. The gloves are coming off. Ding, ding, ding. It is go time, right? But the chalupa eater pulls over. She's like, hey, I'm already winning. No harm done. I think I can take this lady. Pulls over. Now, if you pulled over, would you pull into a public area like Walmart where there's cameras and witnesses to your death? Yes. She pulls over into an alleyway. Oh, come on. I'm reading this story and I'm like, oh, come on. This is like a movie. Do not pull into the alleyway. There's no escape. Now you're trapped with this crazy mama bear, who you've just hit 2 of their family members and almost hit them with your car. Like, she's gonna be ticked. Don't pull over in an abandoned area, but here we go. And doors fly open. Now, What's impressive about when two women are getting ready to fight, women don't mess around, okay? It is instantly go time, right? And there's no rules, and there's tons of sharp things on women, right? They have nails and rings and earrings and necklaces, all things sharp, all things that can cut you, right? Dangerous, right? And they're going for it. They're pulling hair, biting. There are no rules in a woman's fight. But guys, if this was two guys, they would literally get out of the car and they would dance around each other for 2 hours going, come on, hit me, come on. Guys' fights are lame. Girls' fights, oh my gosh, it's crazy. So here we're in a girls' fight, two women, and they tackle each other and they're wrestling around. And you're wondering, what the heck is going on with this story? Yes, so am I. I'm like, what in the heck? Somebody's going to get hurt here. They're going. So now, Mama Bear is on top of Chalupa Eater, okay? And she has fistfuls of hair. And she is bouncing this lady's head, Chalupa Eater, off the concrete. Wham! Are you ever gonna mess with my family again, you crazy Chalupa Eater, right? Like, whoa! Chalupa Eater goes unconscious. Unconscious? Yeah, there we go. Unconscious. Blacks out because she's getting rocked. But is she dead? No. If you've ever watched any movie, they're not dead. So you gotta get away from them or they're gonna get you again, right? But no, Mama Bear doesn't. She just turns and she's breathing. Oh, that was a close one. Okay, I did my thing. Well, and you may be asking, like, what the heck is Dad doing in all this? Well, he's probably trying to restore trust with Junior. Because who do you think Junior thinks through the chalupa, right? I mean, good grief. Dad has a bean on his ear. Junior couldn't see beyond the door jamb. So the only person that could have done that is Dad. And then he's asking, why, Dad? Like, why would you just turn around and huck a chalupa at my face when I'm not doing anything? I'm a poor innocent son. Come on. And so he's trying to restore trust with Junior. Like, hey, no, it wasn't me as the crazy chalupa eater that Mom just killed, right? Like, and he also called the police. So he did serve a purpose, okay? He's like, this is getting out of hand. This is brutal. Well, Mom is kind of panting. She's got her hands on her knees. She's bent over going, whew, whew. Well, who resurrects behind Mama Bear? The chalupa eater. She's not down and out yet. She was just unconscious for a second. She pops back up. She resurrects, comes back up, and she grabs Mama Bear by the hair, rips her back down, and now it is go time. She's on top of Mama Bear, and she's got her arms pinned under her knees, and she is punching, exchanging punch back and forth, left hand, right hand, like just jacking her right on the face and missing half the time, hitting the concrete. Her knuckles are all bloody. It's nasty, right? Like, what the heck is this? You guys would all pay good money to watch this on television, right? And here this is happening. And finally, the chalupa eater just knocks out the mom. And she does the same thing, kind of gets off, rolls off her, kind of deep breaths, like, holy cow, that was crazy. But is Mama Bear down for the count? No, she still feels like she has to protect her family. So she hops back up and they go at it again. But this time, the chalupa eater pulls a pocket knife and stabs the mom once in the shoulder and once in the head. What? Are you kidding me with this story? Where did the chalupa eater get a knife? And why is she packing a knife? What the heck is going on? So she stabbed her, and obviously then it's over, right? There's blood everywhere. Knife drops. Dad running to the rescue like chariots of fire. Police sirens in the background. And they all come. They're both treated and released kind of thing. But they arrest the chalupa eater. Okay? And this was the story headline that I found on my Google search when I first started teaching. And it says, woman charged in road rage incident. Assault with deadly weapons, plural. Knife, comma, chalupa. That was awesome, right? Like, what the heck? Now, to see if you've endured this story, I know it's been long. What's the moral of the story? Okay? The moral of the story is, do you know who's in that other car and what they're capable of? If Mama Bear would have realized that in that other car that almost cut her off is a knife-yielding, chalupa-throwing psycho, you're probably going to give that person the benefit of the doubt, right? Courtesy, patience, and cooperation. Oh, they're probably eating one of those chalupas. Have a nice day. No harm done, right? And then the story goes away. But instead, Junior's now permanently afraid of Taco Bell because he's got a 35-mile-an-hour ricocheted chalupa to his face. Dad no longer travels in a car with the windows down. Okay, he learned his lesson there. And Mama Bear knows, woof, even though I'm trying to protect my family, it's better to just be courteous, be patient, and cooperate with other drivers. Realize people are going to make mistakes, right? And don't flip a lid every time they do, right? Otherwise, you're going to be in a padded room in a straitjacket saying, make the bad people stop, right? Like, you are going to need help if you flip a lid every time you run into bad drivers, because bad drivers are everywhere, okay? Distracted drivers are everywhere. Now, see if you're paying attention to the details of the story, okay? And this is what you'll submit to me to show me you listened to my story, and there. Okay, so the questions, and this will be on the canvas as well, but story time with Mr. Lithgow, the chalupa story, or courtesy is the key to safe driving. I'll see what I name it. But who had, what was this all over? Okay, what caused this whole thing to start? Answer me that in a text entry on Canvas with this story. Also answer me, who had the original road rage? Was it Mom or the chalupa eater? The original road rage. Answer that question. Next question is, who became the victim of road rage? Was it Mom and the family, or was it the chalupa eater? Right? Answer me that question. Okay? So I just think it's really ironic that when you flip the lid, you might become the victim. Okay? You might be attacked by a knife-yielding, chalupa-throwing psycho that's incredible at AMA fighting. Right? Like, so I always ask my question, who's in that other car and what are they capable of? And if I can't answer that with certainty, like, oh, that's my neighbor Bob or whatever, then I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They didn't mean to. They made a mistake. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But we can't flip a lid every time somebody makes a mistake. Okay? So, Courtesy is the key to safe driving. Thank you so much for taking my course. It's been a pleasure to get to know you through the assignments and through your videos. I've loved getting to know you. I will look forward to getting to know you even better in the cars, and I hope to see you around. When we're back to normalcy, maybe the school year, swing by. Say, hey, I had you for summer. Just wanted to put a name and a face. Say, hey, I'm Farfanugan Humahajan. And so we can connect up, okay? Because I love being around my students, okay? I wish you all the best. Be safe out there and wear your buckles.